career choice. So here with me, comedians Russell Peters, Leenda Dong, Robin Tran, and Youngmi. Okay, so guys, I'm actually really good at math and science. I majored in chemistry, which was like my mom's dream. She thought I was crazy when I told her I was going to be a journalist, because that is not a stable career. None of you are doctors or lawyers or engineers. Did your parents pressure you to go that direction? And how did they react? Was it similar to Margaret Cho's mother when you told them, I want to be a comedian? Hopefully not like her mom. But let's start with Robin.
Well, my dad actually is like the comedian in the family. He used to get paid to be funny on the radio, like on the, in the local Garden Grove Vietnamese radio station. And, whenever there were weddings, they would let him make up a song and sing. He was kind of a comedian. I think he even did like some open mics or something. I don't know where he would do them, but I think my dad and my mom were like, oh no, we've made a mistake to show Robin this, But now I think my dad is proud of me, but he'll never say it out loud. And I feel bad for him. I don't really care about him anymore, But I remember one time, I made the Vietnamese newspaper, and I didn't know that, So I came home, and my mom's like, you make the Vietnamese newspaper, your dad's reading it right now. And I come out, my dad is smiling, he's reading the paper, and then he sees me, and he just hides it real quick. He's like, I don't want my kid to know I love my kid, And then there was another time when I was like shooting my hour special, and then my mom calls me the next day, and she's like, yeah, your dad wants to, your dad wanted to know how you were doing. He was like all day yesterday was like, I think Robin's doing the hour now. You think she's doing a good job? Should we call her? Okay, I think she's done with her hour. Should we call her? The next day, my mom's on the phone, and my dad's whispering like, how did she do? And I'm like, Dad, just say that you love me. Like, I think you would feel so much better. Like, I don't need to hear it, but I feel like you would feel a lot better. I think my parents are finally starting to get proud of me a little bit, Like, I think they're proud of me, but they're worried about the money. And I've been trying to explain to them, like, yes, I've been trying to explain to them, like, well, I'm becoming friends with some millionaires. That's the only way I know how to make them feel better about it, because I don't think they know what anything is in comedy because they don't speak any English.
So they don't actually see the comedy that you're doing or that you're funny.
Well, my dad one time, he actually heard me listening to some of my audio, and even though he didn't understand what was happening, he kind of went, hey, play it for me. He just wanted to hear the sound of me talking and the sound of people laughing. My mom gave me a really funny compliment once, She said, wow, you must be a really funny comedian because it's harder to make Americans laugh. Like, Vietnamese people laugh a lot. It's hard to make Americans laugh. And then she pauses and she goes, easy to make them cry, though.
That's so funny. It is true, though, because don't you guys feel like Asian people tend to laugh at everything? If it's uncomfortable, if it's funny, our default reaction is to just giggle or something. Leenda, I'm curious how your parents responded when you told them, hey, this is what I'm going to do for a living.
I just want to point out that is so true with our default is laughing when we're nervous. Like, it is, I do that all the time. So that's just, I thought that was also really funny. With my parents, yeah, I think they kind of grew up, I think ultimately parents just want to know that you can survive. And so me doing YouTube and TikTok, they were kind of hesitant at first. They definitely kept every now and then, I already told my parents that I want to do this. They would just my dad would be like, so do you want to be a real estate agent? I heard that selling houses is a good job. I'm just like, I don't know. I haven't even gone to school for real estate. He's like, it's not too late to be a real estate agent. The market's not too bad in Vancouver. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this instead.
Always have a backup plan. That was what my mom was like, oh, do this. You can do that as your backup plan. I'm like, Mom, how about your parents, Youngmi? Were they understanding of you wanting to go into comedy?
Yeah, but I want to ask about because I feel like journalist is a good job, isn't it? I feel like
it was a very unstable job in the beginning. I was making $16,500 a year, and my mom had she was like, you're smart. Why would you do that?
Huh. I always thought that Asians would be okay with journalists for some reason.
No, my mom was not okay with it.
But look at you now.
I still think she wishes that I had become like a scientist or a doctor.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, she's happy with where I ended up, but I think,
yeah.
in her mind, that's like, stable, good, long-term job.
I feel like it's so weird when you see all of the comedians, on the panel, not me, but like everyone else, they are so famous, and like just to hear that their parents would have a problem with their chosen path because they've done so well, like that always like kind of like is funny to me. Like even like you were saying, like your mom and stuff like that, like you're just so like successful. But personally, my parents didn't really have an issue with me doing anything. Like I feel like they thought that, I don't know, this is like not because they're like my mom's Asian, it's just because like they just thought that I would fail at everything. So they were like, oh good, you have a job, okay, good.
You're
like
feeding yourself?
I thought that my mom thought I was gonna be like homeless, so she's shocked that I like made it this far, I think.
Her expectations you have beat.
Yes, the bar was very low, so it was underground.
So between the two of you, what would you say if your kid decided to come home and was like, I want to be a comedian like you?
Well, I would make them do it the right way. They're not going to get any shortcuts from me, so I tell them exactly the same thing I would have done. Go to the comedy club, watch it, hit an open mic, and work your way up. I'm never going to be the guy that's going to be like, oh, my child wants to be a comedian. Let me build them a club. You're like, nope, do it the right way, or don't do it at all.
Now, how were your parents when you told them?
Well, you understand, I was the first Indian guy to do this, and it was 1989. That they didn't have any point of reference for it at all. When I said, I'm going to be a comedian, they were like, yeah, cool. It was kind of like I would have been, Dad, I'm going to be an astronaut. That's good, son. Go be an astronaut. I think it's something I was 19. They thought I was just playing around or something. They didn't get it. It didn't even register to them. I'm like, I'm going to be a comedian. Okay, cool. Where's our son? I think he's going to be a comedian, and I don't know what he's doing. He'll be back. That's basically where they were at with me. They'd given up on me. There was going to be no post-secondary education. There was going to be no career. I'd probably been the funniest guy working in the shoe store in the mall.
And that was their expectation. So what did they think when you actually have done pretty well for yourself?
It took them a long time to get that, though. I remember I was telling my wife last night this story. In 1998, I had already had 2 specials on in Canada. And I was kind of known a little bit. Like, people would come up to me here and there. And I didn't have a lot of money at the time. And I said to my dad, it was like a Monday, I said, Dad, can I borrow $100? And he said, I don't think this comedy thing's working out for you. And I said, what do you mean? I go, I'm getting money on Thursday. I just don't have any right now. Well, then maybe you should get a job during the day. And I go, what are you talking about? I do comedy. He goes, well, you can work in the day and then do your comedy at night. And I'm like, where am I going to work? Burger King? And he's like, what's wrong with Burger King? Tons of people make an honest living at Burger King, and you're too good for Burger King. I'm like, Dad, I've been on TV. People kind of know me. I'm going to be in Burger King. Some guy's going to go, yo, Russell Peters. Man, can I get the Whopper with cheese? So it took them a while to adjust.
What about you, Youngmi? Because you have a child. So if they said, I want to be a comedian, would you be cool with that?
Yeah, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me. I'm the cool mom. I have no rules and stuff. I just that's how I raise my kid. I don't know if that's maybe retaliating against like the Asian stereotype. I have no idea. That's just like my personality. I would be fine with whatever he did, I think.
Whatever he wants to do.
Yeah.
So the next thing I want to talk about, a lot of Asian parents, especially immigrant parents, want their kids to have, an elite education. It's like their way of feeling like they can shield them from some of the discrimination and hardships that they went through and what they might eventually face in the workplace. Was that something that any of your parents wanted for you? Leenda, let's start with you.
Yeah, I guess, like growing up as well, my parents wanted me to be a doctor. Which is interesting because they never go to the doctors. They always have their own natural remedies. And they'll be in pain lying on the floor, but they're like, no, I got this. Just give me the herbs. Give me, we'll make a quick soup and we'll be good tomorrow. And so I guess that being said, I think it's just kind of like the longevity of things where they kind of immigrated to Canada and they saw that, okay, being a doctor is stable for life, like you're good. If you do comedy or do something else, you are gonna be homeless, which is very interesting. And even though I was doing well and all that stuff, they were still like, but you could still be a doctor. Yeah.
Do they still bring it up?
Yeah, here and there. You know, like, yeah, it's so interesting. I'll be like walking with my mom and she's like, you know, Leenda, maybe you can open up a restaurant. And I'm like, you know, I think I'm good, you know. Are
you a good cook?
No. So I'm just like, I don't know where you have that, but also thank you. Like I can cook, but like it's not good. So I think that's something. You know.
I was assuming you must be a good cook if your mom thinks you should open a restaurant.
No, definitely not.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.